Okay, hello everyone. My name is Lisa Schofield, and my family has been in Redwood City since mid 1920s. So I have a lot of history here. I grew up here, and I'm really excited to be a board member of the Redwood City Parks and Arts Foundation. Um, I would like to take a little time this morning to tell you about the foundation, tell you what's available with regard to volunteer opportunities with the foundation, what we do to contribute to the community. I'd be happy to entertain any questions, so do let me know, or we can talk at the end also. So our mission, it's the Redwood City Parks and Arts Foundation, and we oftentimes get confused with the park department or other things, but we have a very specific mission, and it's to advocate, advance, and develop support for the parks, for recreational programming, community services, cultural activities, and the arts in Redwood City and the surrounding um, unincorporated areas. This year is our 11th anniversary. We've been doing all these kind of things for 11 years, and we have really made a huge contribution to the park department and the community. Um, One of the things we do is we organize volunteers to co-host and support city events. Now, we haven't had the salsa festival since before COVID. We're hoping, that we'll be able to bring that back at some point. But we do sponsor Music on the Square, and we also have the Bucket Brigade. We gather volunteers to collect. I'm sure you've seen everyone in the red vests with their buckets, and we organize the volunteers for that. We organize all the volunteers for Oktoberfest and Pub in the Park and any other activities that the park department needs volunteers for. We fund capital improvements. So some of the things we've done with regard to money that we've collected and earned in these events are we've purchased the big pub. If you've been to Pub in the Park, you've seen the big inflatable pub, and we purchased that for the park department. We give them grants out of the money we raise. The toilet trailer that's available when you don't want to walk a block to go to the other one, we've done that. The big LED screen that does movies on the square on Thursday nights. We've purchased that for the park department. The putt-putt golf, we bought them a panel truck that's now part of the Pub in the Park. Beer pouring. We funded a third of the courthouse square tent, and we've also purchased the park department a large format rigid printer that enables them to do some of their um, posters that you see in the square and on the streets and in the activities. Okay, I see somebody in the chat. Good. I'm going to get to that. Janet's asking, how can I volunteer? And I'm actually going to get to that as we go along. So the next screen tells you, so we also serve as fiscal sponsors for a lot of the local efforts. We are a fiscal sponsor for the OYE conference that is held every year. We fiscally sponsored the Redwood City Sesquicentennial, human trafficking, Brave Maker, the Redwood City Together PACE program, which is trying to engage the youth instead of having them riding their bikes on the sidewalk downtown and endangering people, and engaging them in other ways. So we've been a fiscal sponsor for a lot of these different things. We also bring art and beauty to the city. You've probably seen some of these murals, and I'm going to cheat here a little bit because I've been on the board. This is starting my third year, and so I wasn't here for some of the early days, but there were second. So some of the art projects were the Roosevelt Center, which is right here, and that goes back to Redwood City's days of raising chrysanthemums, and you can see the port down there. And then we had open paint at Kata, and that we're not doing that right now, but if there was somebody that was interested in that, we would love to start that up again. We've done art education in the schools through a grant from California Arts Council, and right now we have a grant from Chan Zuckerberg that allows us to have an art advisory group pay a stipend to an art advisory group and have art showings at some of the locations. Um, oh, good. I'm glad you like them. I think they're lovely too. Randall said beautiful. Um, no, we do not give grants to people that live in Redwood City. We give grants to efforts for the city, not to individuals. And then this is at Key Market. You've probably seen that mural there. And then, of course, the Whole Foods mural. So we bring beauty to the city through a lot of these art efforts. We also have done we did this beautiful mosaic mural at the Magical Bridge Playground. If you haven't been to Magical Bridge Playground, you should really go and see that. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later because that's one of our volunteer opportunities. But a local artist named Elizabeth Gomez, she did the design. And then we had a lot of volunteers that came. And as you can see in this picture down here, they laid it all out in a room before the senior center was starting to be built. This was all laid out on the floor in one of those rooms over there where the old 49er facility was. And then we also reached out to schools and families, and they put together all the different small murals, and then they were combined in the tunnel. And they have both sides are just full, and it reflects Redwood City. It reflects our flora and fauna. It reflects the whole environment. So this is a really special thing, and we're really excited to have sponsored that. One of the things we sponsor also is the Chock Full of Fun. In Redwood City, you probably recall that we've always had a parade at the 4th of July, and this has been a more recent entry. We haven't been there as long as the parade, but we have these wonderful chalk murals, and it goes on for 2 days. And we have professional artists come in and they do some of the larger things like this, but we also set aside space for budding artists and where they're able to come and play and draw things. And it's a real great event. And we can always use volunteers for this event also. Um, Another event that we do is family campout. And this is always sold out. And we have a whole program. It starts on a late Friday afternoon. We serve dinner. We also provide scholarships for people who can't afford to pay to come. So we do, try to be very inclusive and make sure that everyone has an opportunity. The fire department volunteers and they cook hamburgers, and we have people come with a telescope so that people can look at the stars at night, and the library comes and does stories. And hold on, I think I have, oh, that was an emoji. Thank you. And so we do and then we have a campfire and we do s'mores. And then the next morning we have pancakes for breakfast. And we have, we need volunteers for all this kind of stuff. And it's a lot of fun. You really get to engage with a lot of people in the community. And this gives families who maybe aren't quite ready to go out camping on their own yet an opportunity to practice and camp out. And it happens at Red Morton. So that's another one of our fun events that we sponsor. Hopefully some of you have been to our picnic and Blanc. Nothing we do like Chalk Festival or family campout do we do for fundraising. These are all for events for the community. We do one fundraising event a year, and that's our picnic and Blanc. And it's a non-traditional picnic. It came from a gentleman in France who wanted to have a picnic in a public park, but he wanted his friends to be able to recognize each other. So he had everyone dress in white and with a splash of color and meet at the park. And so people were able to recognize each other because everyone that was at the party was dressed in white. So we do the same kind of thing. We've done it for a number of years, and we've raised a tremendous amount of money. But that money does not go to the foundation. That money goes to specific fundraising events. So we have raised money for the shade awnings in some of the playgrounds. We've raised money for Magical Bridge Playground. We've raised money. The last 2 years, we have raised money for youth sports scholarships for kids who can't afford to participate in the park department's after school programs for sports. And it's not just soccer and football and baseball, it's also tennis and other individual sports too. So this is a program that the park department has done, and we have stepped in and partnered with them with our proceeds from the last 2 years, and are providing youth scholarships. So in the last 2 years, we raised about $55,000 from our picnic en blanc. So that's all going to go to youth scholarships. So we're
Wow,
very
that's
proud.
amazing, Lisa. Amazing what you do.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. Um, we also host events at the Magical Bridge Playground. Um, one of our missions is, so I'm going to stop here for a minute because a lot of people get confused by all the different foundations and that kind of thing. So the Magical Bridge Foundation is a separate foundation. They are located in Palo Alto, and they are the ones that have the concept of the Magical Bridge Playground. The Magical Bridge Playground, if you haven't been there, is an all ages, all abilities playground. It's not for special needs, it's inclusive of everyone. I have a question here. So, well, if you haven't, I would really encourage you to go see it. It's right near if you haven't been there, that's right near the new senior center, where the new senior center is being built. It backs up to the skateboard park. And we had Active Aging Week 2 weeks ago there. And our foundation sponsored a DJ, and we had some dancing for seniors. And then we had a picnic after, and it was a great deal of fun. So we really focus on everybody's welcome there, and we include everybody, including people who have special needs. But we want families to come together and enjoy the time there, and not say only people with this or only people with that. So it's an all ages, all ability playground. So the Magical Bridge Foundation is the one that had the concept of the playground. They built the first one in Palo Alto. Then they partnered with Redwood City, the city of Redwood City, and our foundation, and then some other sponsors. And we built a Magical Bridge Playground in Redwood City. We are the second one. And it opened in December of 2020, right in the middle of COVID. Um, so the park department owns the facility, or they're in charge of maintenance, and they oversee the facility because it's part of our city park department. Then we, as the Redwood City Parks and Arts Foundation, separate nonprofit, we run the programming and the Kindness Ambassador program for the Magical Bridge Playground. Our programming, we have entitled Magical Music in Motion. And the first year we had concerts every couple of weeks in the summertime. But there were two problems with that. We are so lucky to live in Redwood City, where we have so many activities and events. And we found that the summertime it made it very difficult because there's so much going on. So this past year, we have done a spring series and a fall series, and it's been fantastic. It was perfect because we didn't interfere with a lot of what was going on in the city, and people have been able to come. And we've had 160, 200, even over 200 people come to some of these events. And it takes place right on the stage at the playground, as you can see right here. And people sit around on the stone walls and that kind of thing. Now, this is a little bit unusual playground because we have some separate rules that other playgrounds don't have, because we are trying to be inclusive of everyone. So we ask people not to eat in the playground and not to bring anything in except for water. We ask that only service dogs come in, no other animals. And we ask that people sort of keep the aisles clear so that people who do have mobility devices can access the whole playground. So our activities run from um, uh, concerts to this is a Disney group concert. We've had yoga. We're having some Bollywood dancing. We had a mariachi band. So we really try to do a broad spectrum of family friendly programming in the Magical Bridge Playground. And our series is called Magical Music in Motion. Additionally, we partner with our community members and our community organizations. So the library comes once a month and does a children's story time on Tuesday mornings, and then we partner with Casa Circulo Cultural, and they come 2 Saturdays a month and they run art programs at the playground for kids. Um, there are some really special things about our playground. Um, and including the mural, but we also have equipment where wheelchairs can slide on and play with children who aren't in wheelchairs. So we have a spinning machine and we have a glider. And I think one of the most special things that I like is our slides. We have what we call dignity slides, and the dignity slides have a bar at the top that people who need a wheelchair or some other mobility device can use to put themselves on the slide, and then they can slide down, and then they can move over on the landing. We have a special landing. They can move over so that they don't inhibit someone else from coming down and wait for their mobility device to come down and pick them up. We are really proud of our Kindness Ambassador program. We coordinate this program and we have several different types of kindness ambassadors, but this is one of the places, if you're looking for a more consistent volunteer opportunity, that we could really use some help. We'd love to have more people in general. We'd love to have other language speakers. We'd love to have some more men on the playground. And what we do, we have a three-part mission as kindness ambassadors. We model and encourage kindness on the playground. We facilitate inclusion so that everyone plays together. And we help the park department maintain a clean, safe, and healthy playground by educating and reminding people about our special rules. The commitment is very low. It's 2 hours twice a month, 2 2 hour shifts a month. Of course, we always welcome people who want to work more, and we do have kindness ambassadors that come every week. So it's and if you have a particular mobility issue, we'll work with you, um, to accommodate that. So we do a lot of accommodations. So these are some of our kindness ambassadors, and they've been there for some of our different programming. And this is Olenka Villarreal, who is the founder of the Magical Bridge Foundation in Palo Alto. And this is her daughter, Ava. And she was inspired because she couldn't find a playground where the whole family could go and enjoy the time. And that was what the concept, the brainchild was behind Magical Bridge Foundation. This is the after school sports program that I was telling you about. We are granting student scholarships for the Redwood City after school sports program that the park department runs, and that's to ensure access for all. So that's brand new, and you can always donate to that by going to our website. We love our volunteers. We have volunteers again for family camp out. This is one of our bucket brigade. We have volunteers for Chalk in the Park. The majority of our activities take place from about May until October, late September, early October. And so we need a lot of volunteers during that time. We have probably managed well over 200 volunteers and growing. And these kind of things are a one-off. If you get on our newsletter, you'll get the email that says, okay, we have a sign up listed for volunteers for Oktoberfest or for Pub in the Park. And you go in and you sign up for the shift you want to work. And sometimes there's different things. For example, for Oktoberfest, we need some people to greet people at the entrance and hand out mugs. And we need other people to work in the food area. And we need other people to pour beer. At the Chalk Festival, we need some people to help with lunch and some people to lay out the squares. So there's all kinds of things that we do, and we can't do it without volunteers. All these activities that you see happening in the city wouldn't happen without the park department and the park department for sure, the Redwood City Parks and Arts Foundation, and the volunteers. So what you can do to participate or help us is you can support this foundation because that supports Redwood City. Talk to other people and let them know about the foundation. This is one of our missions right now. I went to one of the commission meetings to present and tell them about the Parks and Arts Foundation, and only a couple people on the commission had even heard of us. And so one of our missions this year is to get out and tell people who we are and what we do. And look, we're on social media. We're on Instagram and on Facebook, and have a look at, because we've put out what our activities are on those spots. Volunteer. Go to our, as I said, go to our website, which I'll show you in a second, and there's a link to volunteering. And if there's something going on, it'll list it, and you can go to that link and sign up. We'd be happy to have, of course, your money. Giving Tuesday's coming up. If you would like to sponsor one of our signature events, we generally do our sponsor drive early in the year, in February, and we're always looking for sponsors. And of course, you can always donate. You can donate online. We accept gifts of stock. We accept cars. Anything you want to give us, we would be happy, because that all helps us, do these things in the city. So I'm going to take a quick look at my notes and make sure I haven't missed something, and then I can take some questions if anyone has some questions. Oh, I was going to tell you a little bit about our. Hang on, let me switch screens. I was going to tell you a little bit about our kindness ambassador program, because this is the volunteer position. If you're looking for a kind of a regular one that you can commit to, by the way, you don't have to commit any one day. You go in and sign yourself up for the 2 shifts a month that you can work, or more, of course. I will put the volunteer link in. And I'm going to bring this up. There's a QR code on here that you can get. And that's great. You can recommend the artists that may be good to help with murals and projects. You can send her to me. I'll give you my email address at the end, or she can send it to info@rwcpaf.org. But I'm going to show you the website right now, and the email address will be there. And she can also go there and volunteer. So first, let me go over the kindness volunteer, and then I'll go to the website. So this is a program for adults ages 18 and up. And we did have a teen parent program, but I think the kids at that age really don't have the time to commit to that time frame. So we are looking at the possibility of having a junior kindness ambassador program, where when we do events, they can come and help out with that for teens and under. We have had some interest from teens. But we also don't want to put teens in a position to need to educate an adult. So we prefer that the adults come and be the kindness ambassadors. So this tells you a little bit about our mission, which is what I told you, and we make play accessible for everyone. And if you go down, here is the QR code if you're interested in becoming a kindness ambassador. The program is pretty simple. You sign up on the interest form, and you give us a couple of personal recommendations, references, and that we call and talk to them. And then we pay for a background check. You have to go through a background check because you're working with kids, but the city pays for it. And then once that's done, we have a series of videos and a website that you need to review. And then we have a little Zoom meeting to answer any questions. And then we put you on the playground with an Orient person, and she will get you comfortable with walking around the playground. So we don't just throw you in. We make sure you're comfortable, and spend some time with people who model what we do. And then let me go over to here. And can you guys see that?
We cannot.
Oh,
We see
okay.
a slide deck. I think you have to end the slide to share it.
Maybe I have to stop and try
Yep.
it again. Okay, let me try it again. Screen share. Did you see my flyer for the kindness ambassador?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me try to. Let's try this again.
Okay, we can see it now.
Can you see the Kindness Ambassador flyer
Yes.
now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so I'll leave that QR code there for a second in case anybody wants to use that, and that'll take you. And then right here, www.rwcpaf.org is our website, and email goes to info@rwcpaf.org. Now, I do want to tell you that now, can you see our website, Tina?
Yes.
Okay, good. Um, we are an all volunteer organization. We have one part-time admin that helps us with some things, but other than that, the whole board is a volunteer board. So sometimes, it may take a few days for someone to get back to you. So just so you're aware of that. Um, I wanted to tell you something else about our Kindness Ambassador program because we're really very, very pleased and proud of it. We have partnered with Kainos, and if you're not familiar with Kainos, they are an organization in Redwood City that supports developmentally disabled adults. They have a group home, and then they have vocational training. They do some garden maintenance for the park department, and we've partnered with them, and they have a staff member and three or four clients come to the playground, the Magical Bridge Playground, and are kindness ambassadors for us Monday through Friday from 10 to 11:30. And we just feel like it's such a wonderful way to show the inclusivity, to have developmentally disabled adults with this organization, greeting people, talking to people, and playing in the playground. So we're really proud of that effort. This is our Parks and Arts Foundation website, and I'm going to move that over so you can see. So here's all our buttons. This tells you about who we are, who's on the team. These are all the projects events of what we are doing right now and what we did in the past. And then here's our volunteer button. So we are only able to do, as it says, um, what we do because of our volunteers. So we just finished with Oktoberfest, so there won't be a sign up there now. But if you go into the Kindness Ambassador program, if you have an interest in that, you click there and it'll take you in. And then in the summertime, when we're looking for people to help us with our bucket brigade, there'll be a tab here. When we're looking for pub in the park, there'll be a tab here that'll be functional. And same thing, family camp out, chock full of fun. So these are all the places that you can volunteer. And the other thing you can do is go down and enter your email right here, and that'll get you on our newsletter. And whenever there's an opportunity for volunteerism that is available, you'll get an email that talks about it. So I'm trying to think if I have missed anything else. I think that's about it. Are there any questions?
This is such a wonderful program. I'm so glad we got to hear what you guys do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. When I joined, I said there's just not enough people that really know about what we do. And I think that, we can always use volunteers, and we have the best volunteers. We're just really excited about those people. So, and there's different levels of commitment. If you have time and have more interest, we'll put you to work.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, thank you for everything
Okay.
you do. Bruce has a question.
Okay.
Hi, Lisa, I was having people come in and out. Did you share about how we have the volunteers from Kainos?
Yes, I just did at the
Okay.
end. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Bruce. Yes. And actually we're talking to two more organizations. So hopefully we'll have some more groups that will be joining us in that capacity.
Excellent. And everybody loved the final event from Active Aging Week, even though it was 95 degrees. Everybody was very pleased with the choice of music and the disc jockey. So
What kind of
It
music was it,
wonderful.
Bruce? What
it
kind of
was
music?
a combination of everything, but he did a lot of 50s and 60s.
Wow, awesome.
A lot of age
Yep.
appropriate music, if you will.
Yes.
And
Age appropriate, okay.
did you also share
Yes.
about the mosaic or the artwork and the hidden pieces in there? that
Oh yeah,
scavenger hunt?
I talked about the mural and the artwork, but there is a little scavenger hunt. I don't have access to it right now, but you can go in and try to find things that are in the mural. And the one that has been the hardest one to find, we finally had to go and the kindness ambassadors actually had to go and talk to some people that were involved in the project because we couldn't find the little "Made in America" or "Made in the
Mm,
USA" tile. And so now I know where it is.
sweet. Thank you so much.
We
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you guys for inviting me. And I hope that you all have found something that tickled you and made you interested in the foundation. And I hope you'll help us pass the word.
Definitely. Thank you, Lisa. Take care.
Okay,
Bye bye.
thank you. All right, bye-bye.